hot topic at the moment is ketogenic. Okay, we're going to go through the pros, the cons, and even the research and my thoughts. So let's start with the pros of ketogenic diet. So one might be prescribed ketogenic diet or put themselves on keto to assist with weight loss. And yes, absolutely, it is effective, but only for the short term. The question I ask you is, how long can you actually sustain a ketogenic diet? Now, it has shown really good research with assisting with people, for example, with diabetes or metabolic syndrome like insulin resistance or impaired glucose tolerance, in reducing the percentage of body fat and also helping with reducing that blood sugar level, which of course is going to overall improve their metabolic health and improve those diseases. However, the cons is, if you look at it in context, some people may use the ketogenic diet in a different type of way. So reverting to high amounts of saturated fats, including things like butters, high fat animal products, and even cream. So if you're incorporating those high saturated fat foods, very often it also is quite inflammatory, which isn't great for the metabolic system and can also cause issues with our heart and also in our cholesterol. And I actually have seen this quite a lot in clinic, guys. So looking at the sustainability from the con side of view, often people cannot really sustain a ketogenic diet for greater than 3 years. Now, if you ever tried it yourself, and I'd say I dare you to try it, you may find that it's actually even difficult to sustain for even 1 week. The other thing I find as a con is that it really promotes negative thoughts into really great nutrition types of foods. It shuns upon things like anti-inflammatory foods such as even sweet potato, legumes, and even incorporating fruits and veggies in the diet. It really tells you to eliminate all these food groups, which gives you sort of a limited amount of foods that you can really consume. Now, if we're referring to the research, and let's talk about sports and performance now, because that's what we're here for. If we're looking at ketogenic diet for sport and performance, we know that utilizing fat as your main source of energy takes you a lot more energy, and it takes a lot more out of you as using it as a fuel source as opposed to reverting to carbohydrates. Now, when looking in comparison to some athletes, for example cyclists or even runners, those that consume more carbohydrates as opposed to ketogenic diets definitely are a lot more effective in their performance and also their outcomes in their races, generally because they have a quick acting fuel source from carbohydrates as opposed to reverting to fats, which take a lot longer to utilize as a fuel source. Now, what are my thoughts on it? If you are looking to improve your sport and your performance, even the way you present yourself at the gym, I definitely do not recommend ketogenic diets. First of all, we know it's definitely not something that you can sustain and can be quite inflammatory and damaging to your body. If you are looking to sort of get into better performance, you need to really get better quality carbohydrates and adequate amounts of protein regularly distributed throughout the day. I really would encourage good essential fats, and that's incorporating things like oily fish, avocado oil, olives. They're all fantastic essential fatty acids that aren't going to be damaging to the heart and not going to cause inflammation. So my take is definitely not a ketogenic one.